Hello guys, welcome on our channel. On today's video, we are looking at the story of William Samuel Ruto political career, how he started his political career, and finally he was elected president of Kenya, despite powerful forces that were working against his presidency, including what he called dynasties. Before we do that, we request you to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Now, guys, let's dive in. William Samuel Ruto starting point. After graduating from the University of Nairobi in 1990, Ruto was employed as a temporary teacher in the North Rift region of Kenya from 1990 to 1992, where he was also a leader of the local church choir, the Africa Inland Church, AIC, William Samuel Ruto, and YK'92. Ruto began his political career when he became the treasurer of the YK'92 campaign group that was lobbying for the re-election of President Moi in 1992, from which he learned the basics of Kenyan politics. He is also believed to have accumulated some wealth in this period. After the 1992 elections, President Moi disbanded YK'92, and Ruto unsuccessfully vied for various branch-level positions in KANU, which was at that time Kenya's ruling party. William Samuel Ruto and Parliament. Ruto ran for a parliamentary seat in the 1997 general election. He surprisingly beat the incumbent, Reuben Chezaya, Moi's preferred candidate, as well as the Uasin Gishu KANU branch chairman and assistant minister. He later gained favour with Moi and was appointed KANU Director of Elections. His strong support in 2002 for Moi's preferred successor, Uhuru Kenyatta, saw him get a place as Assistant Minister in the Home Affairs Interior Ministry. Later in that election, when some government ministers resigned to join the opposition, he was promoted to full cabinet minister. KANU lost the election, but he retained his parliamentary seat. Ruto was elected KANU's Secretary General in 2005, with Uhuru Kenyatta elected as chairman. In 2005, Kenya held a referendum on a new constitution, which KANU opposed. Some members of the ruling NARC coalition government, mainly former KANU ministers, who had joined the opposition coalition in 2002 under the LDP banner, and who were disgruntled as President Kibaki had not honoured a pre-election MOU on power sharing and creation of a Prime Minister post. He joined KANU to oppose the proposed constitution. Since the symbol of the no vote was an orange, this new grouping named their movement the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM. Ruto was part of its top brass, dubbed the Pentagon. He solidified his voter base in the Rift Valley province. ODM was victorious in the referendum. In January 2006, Ruto declared publicly that he would vie for the presidency in the next general election, 2007. His statement was condemned by some of his KANU colleagues, including former President Moi. By this time, ODM had morphed into a political party. Ruto sought the nomination of the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, as its presidential candidate, but on the 1st of September 2007, he placed third with 368 votes. The winner was Raila Odinga with 2,656 votes, and the runner-up was Musalia Mudavadi with 391. Ruto expressed his support for Odinga after the vote. As KANU under Uhuru Kenyatta moved to support Kibaki, he resigned from his post as KANU Secretary General on the 6th of October 2007. The presidential election of December 2007 ended in an impasse. Kenya's Electoral Commission declared Kibaki the winner, but Raila and ODM claimed the victory. Mwai Kibaki was hurriedly sworn in as the president of the December 2007 presidential election. Following the election and the dispute over the result, Kenya was engulfed by a violent political crisis. Kibaki and Odinga agreed to form a power-sharing government. In the Grand Coalition Cabinet, named on the 13th of April 2008 and sworn in on the 17th of April, Ruto was appointed as Minister for Agriculture. Ruto also became the Eldoret North's Member of Parliament from 2008 to the 4th of March 2013. Ruto was among the list of people who were indicted to stand trial at the ICC for their involvement in Kenya's 2007-2008 political violence. However, the ICC case was faced with challenges, especially concerning the withdrawal of key prosecution witnesses. In April 2016, the court dropped the charges against Ruto. On the 21st of April 2010, Ruto was transferred from the Agriculture Ministry and posted to the Higher Education Ministry, swapping posts with Sally Kosgei. On the 24th of August 2011, Ruto was relieved of his ministerial duties, but remained a Member of Parliament. He joined with Uhuru Kenyatta to form the Jubilee Alliance for the 2013 presidential election. In the August 2017 general elections, Uhuru and Ruto were declared victors after garnering 54% of the total votes cast. However, the Supreme Court of Kenya nullified the election, and a fresh election was held in October 2017. The opposition boycotted the fresh election, and Uhuru and Ruto were re-elected with 98% of the total votes cast. The Supreme Court upheld the results of this second election. Presidential campaign. In December 2020, Ruto announced his alliance with the newly formed United Democratic Alliance Party. He was the only presidential candidate to attend the second part of the 2022 presidential debate. On the 15th of August 2022, 6 days after the general election held on the 9th of August, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chair, Wafula Chebukati, announced that Ruto had won the presidential election, defeating candidate Raila Odinga of the Azimio la Umoja party. Ruto received 50.49% of the valid votes cast, while Odinga received 48.85%. Odinga disputed the presidential election results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, and he challenged the results with the Supreme Court. On the 5th of September, the Supreme Court judges unanimously found that Odinga's alliance had presented inconclusive evidence of its claims that the election was rigged, and it upheld the election of Ruto as the president-elect. In response to the ruling, Odinga said he respected the Supreme Court's decision even though he strongly disagreed with it. Ruto Presidency, Presidential Standard of William Ruto. On the 13th of September 2022, he was inaugurated at Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani, in a ceremony presided over by Chief Justice Martha Koome and attended by over 20 heads of state and government. The inauguration day was declared a public holiday. Attendance was very high, with groups of the general public clashing with security officials when trying to enter the stadium. However, the event continued peacefully. Following his inauguration, he officially began his term as President of Kenya. After taking office, Ruto pledged to address climate change and end the use of fossil fuels in Kenya's electricity production by 2030. On the 18th of September 2022, President Ruto made his first foreign trip as head of state to the United Kingdom, during which he attended the state funeral of the late Queen Elizabeth II on the 19th of September 2022 at Westminster Abbey in London. 2 days later, on the 21st of September 2022, President Ruto made his debut address as head of state to the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, in New York. He nodded to President Biden's Build Back Better domestic plan, proposing a global effort toward building back better from the bottom upward. The goal, he said, should be including the marginalized working majority in the economic mainstream. Other themes he addressed were the expansion of the representation of Africa on the UN Security Council, increased investment in the African continent, moving Africa from aid to investment, tapping the ever-bustling human capital for economic prosperity, and a concerted effort towards tackling climate change in the world. In September 2022, he said that the Horn of Africa was experiencing its worst drought in 40 years, adding that 3.1 million people are facing severe drought in Kenya alone. Asked about the ongoing Tigray war in northern Ethiopia between government forces and Tigray rebels, Ruto said that whatever happens in Ethiopia gets to Kenya. Speaking about the Somali civil war, he said that Kenyan troops will come back home as soon as we're done with the assignment that we have in Somalia. In November 2022, Ruto's government launched the Hustler Fund, a loan program to grant immediate loans to Kenyan citizens. President Ruto proposed a large-scale privatization of public enterprises, noting that it's not economically viable to keep pumping government resources into sustaining those corporations. As of today, 2023, there are many critics to his government, including those who helped him to ascend to power. We have come to an end of our video today. We remind you to subscribe to our channel if you have not yet subscribed. We also thank our subscribers for the support you have given us. We kindly request you to like this video. Thank you so much for watching our video up to the end. Let's meet in our next interesting video like this. Goodbye.